Okay, I guess let me check everything. Yeah, okay, it seems fine. Okay, so let's start. So welcome to another live stream on Dialogflow CX. This is the second live stream on Google Dialogflow CX course, 4-week course. We are into the second week, and in this week, or in this session rather, we will look into a couple of things. We will try to build an appointment scheduler bot, obviously without any backend functionality. And then there is system functions that I want all of you to understand. And then there is conditional responses, and there is all the other things that we already have learned. Okay, this kind of a thing that we already have completed. These things, we will use these things into the development of this today's chatbot, appointment scheduler chatbot. And I guess this is going to be a very interesting session. So I hope in the previous session we have discussed these things, how to control flow. There are a couple of ways to control flow in Dialogflow CX, and we have looked into all of those things. And now, so in this session, let's start with system functions. So Dialogflow CX system functions. So let's look into this system functions. So as you can see that system functions are inline system functions that you can apply to your agent and generate dynamic value during conversation. Okay, for example, here is the syntax. All the functions follows the same pattern: system func dot function name and then arguments. For example, this is one of the system function, random. One another is add. So here is a list of functions. So you may be wondering what the system functions are. So if I come to my Dialogflow CX, you'll see that there are few things. So you see this size. So we were capturing this size, system entity, and if I come here and go to entities and under size, you see we have small, medium, large and extra large. So these are the value, or this is the word that is extracted when you say small or something like that. So it says that when the variables, or when the size variable is extracted into small, medium, something, you can use one of the functions to create a conditional route. Okay, so for example, you can use this even to format the response. You can see here, during the conversation, if Dialogflow evaluates any inline system function expression to generate dynamic EL, you can find the results of the evaluation in query results. To use add two numbers, you can use add date, and different stuff like this. And I'm sorry, my bad, if you understood that we can, let me show you an example here. Okay, this is one of the thing. Let's copy this. Let's come here, and here in the response I will write this as well. Let's see what happens. Okay, okay, let me add this and let me save this. And if I say for that we need to go to first flow, so for I'll say first flow, and it will ask for my name. I'll say Raj, and I'll say small size. Yeah, you can see that this is a simple system function, and we see the response. So ultimately what happens is that if you want to show some things, few things, and before going to webhook and modifying the things, you can use few of these things, okay, few of these things to generate your response in a more better manner. For example, there is a is past date, okay, a function to check if the provided date or determine is before the current date time. Both the argument and current time use the time zone provided conversion. Okay, so you see here, if you set this, if it is past date, do something. If it is not past date, do something else. There is one more thing, conditional references is there. Yeah, so here are some conditional references are there, like performs substring search, okay. Then there are you can use and or operation as well into the routes. So these are the things that you can use inside your Dialogflow. Also I have conditional responses Dialogflow CX. Okay, there is conditional responses in Dialogflow CX as well under fulfillment. Yeah, you can see these things you can use, for example, like this. Let's say here, let me see how can we match that. Okay, so when you provide the size, what we can do is that I have got your size instead of these things. What we can do is we can try this thing, system, and we are using size. Okay, size is, for example, equals to small. Okay, I'll say your size is not available. I'll say your size is available. Okay, let me save this. And here if I say small size fits me, okay, hopefully this should work. Oh, my bad, I haven't oh yeah, my bad. If I need to remove this, my bad. Here we need to, yeah, conditional responses. Yeah, this is where this goes. And if I save this and if I rerun the test, my bad, small this should have worked, but this should have worked. Oh, invalid condition. Okay, is equal to, let's say, yeah, my bad, I was not looking down there. If I run this, yeah, you see your size is not available. So the purpose of these things is to avoid webhook call, just only to check the size is small or not. You don't have to go to webhook, make sure it's valid input or not. You can do kind of input validation here. Okay, and one more thing is that we can I need to show you one more thing, is that if let's say here we have this condition page param status final. I'll add one more rule, something like session.params.size is is equal to, let's say, large. Let me check, let me save this. So let me check, we have the entity as large as well. Yeah, large. So what I want to do here is that if the size is large, I want to go here, I'll add one more route. Okay, I'll add one more route where I'll match every rule. I'll say page.param.status equals to final, and I'll add session.params.size equals to, let's say, small. Okay, let me save this. Okay, so let's make sure final and large. Okay, and here final and small. So here I'll say you have chosen the smaller size. Okay, and here I'll say you have chosen the larger size. Okay, I hope you are able to understand this. So in order to go to first page, I'll say first flow. Yeah, it will ask for my name, so I'll say Raj. I'll say large size. Okay, you see, you have chosen larger size. So this thing is also useful to route the conversation. You can see the way we have, redirect the conversation to this route instead of this one, the one where we have chosen size equals to small. You can see we did not came to this part. Oh, I missed writing something here, you have chosen the smaller size. Okay, yeah, so I hope you understand that this conditional responses or conditional responses or conditional output is useful to show information when you just need to do some kind of basic if else parameter check, and for that you don't have to go to webhook. While this system functions are useful in two way. One, it helps you, let me show you one more time, is that add somewhere, add. Okay, it helps you do two things. First, it helps you, this is a sample function call. Okay, and let me add this, save this. This thing helps you format the response. Second, this thing helps you do conditional route as well. Okay, so when I do this, but I need to go to the smaller one, first flow. Okay, this is Raj. Okay, and let's say small size. You will see this is a function call as well, and you can okay, I can add one more rule, is that there is a random as well. So random. Okay, so let's copy this. Okay, random is, let's say, greater than 0.5. I'll add this as well, and here I'll add is less than 0.5. Okay, let me save this. So you'll see that based on the randomness we will see the response. Oh, my bad, why it did not work? This should have worked. Oh my, let me run this one more time. This should have worked. So you can see, I think maybe the possibility was that it was not saved correctly, but if you see based on, oh my, what's going on? If I see here, we went to this size, then it vanished because it did not go. Okay, let me try this way. Equal to, yeah, if something was wrong here, it should have shown the error as well. And let me try this. Yeah, okay, my bad. I understood the issue is that, let me show you what's the issue was. My bad, I understood the issue. The issue was because we are using a random function here. I was just trying to show you something. Since we are using the random function, and it showed only when the size is small and random is greater than or equal to 0.5. That's why we were not able to see it. But if I add another route here, customize expression, and if I say this, so you can see this is a route without random function, because there is a strong possibility that the size is small but the value of the random is not less than or greater than or equal to 0.5, as you can see here. So that's why it was not. So if I run this, hopefully this time we will see something. Yeah, okay, this is the route without random function. If I run this, maybe possibility if we, yeah, one more time. Yeah, so you see here we got this, and this route is called because page param status was final. So I hope you understand this. These things is helpful creating routes. So let me write here system functions. Okay, system functions helpful in creating routes and formatting response, while conditional response is helpful in formatting responses. This avoids calling webhook. Okay, yeah, hi Gopi Chand. Okay, so if this is a checkbox, then we have done this. Yeah, we have done this as well. I'm sure now you understand what is system function thing. It helps us do two things. It helps us format a response. Okay, here it helps us create conditional route like this. For example, if you want to compare a date, okay, for example, let's do this as well. Let's say date, and I'll say system date. Okay, I'll say please provide a date. Okay, so now let me remove these. Okay, let me remove this, and I'll show you very cool thing here. So hopefully let's say date is past date. Okay, is past date. Okay, here let me save this. Oh, where did it go? Parameters, date, and I'll say system date, and I'll say please provide a date. Okay, let me add this, let me save this. Yeah, Gopichan, so this is about validation as well. You can see we are asking for a date, and we will try it two ways. One, we will ask for a date and we'll add previous date and future date. So if the date will future date will be a future date, we will see the responses. So I'll come here, I'll say this, and my variable name is date. Okay, so if this is a past date, if this function is, we'll say you have entered a past date. Okay, let me save this. And otherwise I'll need to do this as well. Status equals to final and date is equals to false. Okay, we have two. One is I'm not sure, this quote, double quote sometimes confuses me. So page param status final and the date the user has provided is not past date, then I'll say you have entered a future date. Okay, let me save this, and I need to add and dollar let me copy this. Sometimes this thing. Okay, and I'll come here, I'll paste it here, and equals to true. Okay, so one route will go when the parameters are filled, but the date is date is invalid. One route will go when the status of the params is okay, but the date is future date. So if I come here and if I say first flow, okay, it will ask for my name. I'll say Raj. I'll say smaller size. Oh, let's say small. Okay, please provide date. I'll say 15th August 1947. Okay, you can see it says that you have entered past date. Yeah, hi Deepamo Gaming. So you can see we have entered a past date, and we see a response from this part. You have entered a past date. And yeah, Gopi Chand is asking about test cases. So I can save this thing as a test case. Okay, let's say for example param status final invalid date. Okay, and these are the parameters. Let me save this. So if then I can go here, I can go to test cases, and I can I need to select, and I'll hit run. Okay, Yeah, you can see it went okay, and you can see we have run the test case as well. And what we can do is that, let me test the other part as well. First flow, and you can see the status is changed to past. First flow, and I'll say Raj, and let's say small, and I'll provide a future date like 23rd October 2024, and you can see you have entered a future date. Validation, this validation, it shows that there is something wrong with the flow or intent or page. For example, here you can see, if I hover over here, hopefully this should show something. Yeah, there is no negative example in the agent. Please add something into default. Then here the flow cannot reach end flow, end session, or another flow, so that's totally fine. So you can read about the errors. There are errors, warning, and info. You can read, and you can rectify any errors, warning, or anything. So I'm sure now you are able to understand these things. System function and conditional responses, though we have used a couple of things here. I have shown you a few things here, but I'm sure you are. So warning and these things, validation is just kind of intimation to the developer that something is wrong. You need to make it correct. It's not something that it will not work. Most often time, if you do something wrong here, it will show the error itself. If I do this equal to sign, we will see that invalid condition. Okay, I was missing that when I was developing this. So most of the validations are runtime, when you save any intent or page or flow, anything, and certain things are not runtime. Those things can be checked here, and then you can rectify those things. So yeah, so finally we have understood these things, system functions and conditional responses. Let me mark, yeah, those two are done. System functions helpful creating routes and formatting responses, and conditional responses helpful in formatting responses, and these both avoids calling webhook oftentimes. Okay, now let me very quickly build a flow here. So we want to build a flow where user says hi and the bot says hi. This is an assistant to schedule an appointment. Okay, how can I help you today? Now from this part, the user says something like schedule an appointment. Okay, I'll say sure, I can help you schedule an appointment for this. I will ask you appointment, and for this I'll ask you few things. Will it be okay for you? Okay, so from here the user can consent, I guess, consent. Okay, so from this part we can check the consent. Okay, once the consent is given, we can move ahead. Otherwise we can end the conversation. So for example, if the user says something like no, for example, no, then we bot will say, I cannot book an appointment without personal info, without asking personal information. Okay, and here we will end the flow. Okay, here we will end the flow. But let's say the user agrees. Okay, the user agrees to provide personal info, then we will say, thank you for the consent. Okay, and I'll say, what is your name? Once the user provides the name, I'll say yes here. Once the user provides the name, we can fill different kinds of information, but for demonstration I'll just use few things only. So the user will say, I am Raj, and the bot will say, thank you, $name, what is your email address? Okay, once we do that, okay, the user will provide the email address. It is raj@gmail.com, and once we receive that, we'll say, your appointment is scheduled, see you soon. Okay, so this is a basic flow. This is a very basic flow, and it's very basic, but this will guide us, or this will help us understand how to form the conversation, and we will end the flow here. Okay, so I'll come here, I'll from start page, I'll not go to so first flow, there is a first flow. So routes, let me delete these routes, we don't need it, okay, let's do one thing first. Let's create an intent, and if you remember, when we want to redirect, we use redirect keyword there. So I'll say redirect schedule appointment. Okay, I'll say help me schedule an appointment, schedule appointment, book an appointment, help me book a meeting. I'll say book a meeting. The more the training phrases is always better. So I'll save this. When I come here, I'll create a new flow. Book appointment. Okay, and here I'll come here, I'll select an intent. Okay, and I just want to go to a flow, book appointment. Okay, nothing more than that. Here we will do all the things. Also I want to create 2 routes. User agrees for all the phrases where user agrees. Yes, like yeah, I'm in. I do. Okay, I agree. And let me save this. And one more, user denies. I'll say no, nope, not now. I disagree. I don't agree. Disagree. Okay, so few are the things. So you see what I'm doing is I'm creating a consent here. You can add one more thing here. Just one more thing is that here let me okay, here instead of just showing your appointment is booked, what we can do is that we can ask for the consent, like here is the summary of the appointment. Do you agree? Okay, and I am booking an appointment and I haven't asked for time and date. Yes, okay. So I'll say please provide meeting time and date. Okay, and here the user will provide, user provides time and date. We'll show the summary, we'll ask for the consent, and if user says yes, we will say that thank you is booked. Okay, and if user does an action otherwise, we will end the session in both the cases, here as well and here as well. If user says no, we will say how can I help you today. So if you go here, and so this user agrees and denies, we will use it whenever we need it. So we come here, under default start flow we have the start page, and here from this start page what we will do is that we will very quickly do this part. Sure, I can help you. And what I can do here is that I'll create either there are two, as I we have seen a couple of times that there are multiple ways of doing things here. There are literally multiple ways of doing things. I'm just showing one of the way I want to show it at this point. So what we can do is that we can create a true route here. Okay, true route here, or we can ask this thing here. Okay, we can ask this thing here, and for example let's say we create a true route and we'll add this thing. Okay, a few things, let me, and will not navigate to anywhere. We will not navigate to anywhere. And what I can do is that I can then create one more intent, user agrees, and then I'll move to another page like get parameters. Okay, and save this. Okay, and I can add one more route, user denies, and from there I can go to another page, user denies, appoint parameters. Okay, let me save this. So what happens is that from this point, this is the true route which runs all the time. We don't do anything and we stay here, and then user agrees or denies, we move forward. So I'll say book an appointment. Okay, so we are under true route. I'll say I agree. Okay, and you can see here we have moved there. Okay, user agrees, and we have moved to get parameters, but we haven't done anything here, so it's okay. But instead, if I do otherwise, book appointment, and I'll say no, you can see we'll move to this route, user denies. Okay, so this is one of the way of doing the things. And here we can say that is fine. If you remember, entry fulfillment is the text whenever user enters into this page, and we can have that is fine. I'll save this, but it will not end the session. So in order to end the session, I will add another route, and I'll say it is true route, and what I'll do is that end session or end flow as well, it doesn't matter, end flow. Okay, here we can start asking about the parameter. First, name. Okay, that will be person. Okay, and the value will be please provide your name. I'll save this. I'll add one more. I'll say email. That will be system email, and I'll say please provide your email address. I'll add this. I'll save this. Okay, the third one will be the date. Make sure, let's say a name, email, and time date. The third one is date hyphen or underscore time, and that will be date time, and I'll say please provide the date and time for the meeting, and I'll add this and I'll save this. So all of these parameters were filled. Once those were filled, we will call our best friend page parameter dot status equals to final. Once it is final, what we can do is that we can ask this question. Okay, here is the summary. Okay, here is the summary of the appointment. Let me show this. Okay, the summary will be dollar session dot params dot person dot name. Okay, then the same thing, not person but email, and I'll show you how to format the date. Format date. Yeah, format date is there. Yeah, these are the format. Let me copy these things, and I'll say format date, and my parameter name is date underscore time, and the format I want to use is let's use this. Okay, let's use this. This is the format. Okay, and this is, let's use this for date. Okay, my parameter name is this. Okay, en, and this is how we use it. is, my parameter name is date underscore time, and let me copy this. Okay, and the function name is format date. Okay, format date, format date, function date, time using specific format. Okay. So this looks good. And then once we do that, we also want to ask, do you agree as well? Okay, and here I want to add one more rule as well. You remember this is past date. If someone has provided a past date, we also want to make sure that it's not a past date. So I'll say date underscore time. Okay, and if it is false, then only we will ask it. Otherwise, let me copy this. Otherwise, what we'll do is that if this is true, okay, we will say that you have provided a past meeting. Okay, you have provided past date and time for the meeting. We can say, do you want to provide a new date and time? Okay, so this is kind of new. This is not we have envisioned, but what I want you all to do is that, what I want to do here is that from this you go to another page, invalidate the system parameter, and I'll show you how to do that. There are parameters. Here are the parameter, and there will be invalidate. From not this, Dialogflow CX, invalidate parameter. It is somewhere. It is somewhere. Okay, let's look into that afterwards. So we'll save this, and if A is valid, then we will ask here, and here we will create a new page. User agrees appointment. Okay, and under this we will just say see you soon. I'll add this, save this, and I'll add a route which is true route, just to end the flow. Okay, otherwise we we could have done two things instead of these things. Let me rename this first. Let's say finalize appointment, or I'm not sure, Jad, finalize appointment. And here we will ask this question, do you agree? So let me save this. What we will do is that from this flow here we have gotten the parameters, and this part is where, yeah, I'll remove this. Okay, I will remove this, I will save this, and here I'll say do you agree, and instead of this true route I will say user agrees, and I'll remove this part, and I'll say see you soon, and I'll end the flow, and I'll save this. Yeah, or there is a strong possibility the user disagrees, and if that is so, I'll say how can I help you today? Okay, how can I help you today? So now you can see the flow now. When we come into book appointment, we will ask for the consent. Once the consent is asked, we don't move anywhere. We wait for agrees or denies. Based on the choice, if user denies, we'll say that's fine, and we will end the flow, and also that's fine, and I can say this as well. Where were we? Yeah, that is fine, and I can say this as well. Okay, but in case user agrees, we will gather the parameter and we will make sure the date is future date. If it is not future date, we will say here, if it is not the case, the date is past date, we'll say I just wanted to let you know that you have provided past date and time for the meeting. Would you like to give me a new date and time? So here what you can do is that then go to another page, retry date time. Okay, retry date time, and here what you can do is that parameter preset, you can invalidate the date and time. I'm not sure invalid is the word. Okay, I'm not sure for this. I'm not sure for this, and here I'll say date underscore time, date time. Okay, please provide a valid future date and time. Okay, you capture this information, and then you can move again into the conversation by going finalize the appointment. But I'll say that that's your job. I'll say here, I'll make a note, complete the retry date time flow. Okay, complete the date time flow. So now I'm here, I'll say hi. Okay, I'll say schedule an appointment. Okay, sure, I can help you schedule an appointment. For this, I'll ask you a few things. Will it be okay for you? Let's first try no. Again, I'll say schedule an appointment. This time I'll say yes. Let's say Raj at gmail.com, and let's say first let's try invalid 15th October 2024 at 5 p.m. Okay, so we are here. I just wanted to let you know that you have entered a past date. Would you like to, for example, if I say yes, okay, it did not move anywhere, and you can see we have invalidated the a parameter. And then you can move again to get parameters. Let me do that. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it. I need to date time invalid, then move to get parameters. Let's replay this. I'm not sure will it work or not. Yeah, so I'm not sure that worked or not, but that's your homework. I need to dig deeper into this, but as I thought of it, I just showed. I just think that I thought that I just show it to you. But if we move to our part, I'll say schedule an appointment, then I'll say yes, then I'll say Raj at gmail.com. okay, and then I'll say 23rd October 2024, and I'll say, yeah, my bad, it should be name.name. Here should be name.name. Do you agree? I'll say yes. See you soon. Okay, so you see that we have kind of a build appointment scheduling bot in just one flow and for pages. Okay, that is this invalid. I'm not sure, but it should be let's do a 3-4 minute Dialogflow CX. A parameter state, that is what, yeah, invalid. It should be invalid. It is invalid. So we were here. If it is past date true, retry. When we go there, when parameter preset, I think here we can say okay, and instead of this, if it is invalid, then we should move to get parameters, I guess. Okay, and we don't need this retry. I'm not sure. Oh, something was not okay, I guess. Okay, so if it is future date, we move back to, let's try this. I'm not sure if it's going to work. Hi, schedule an appointment. I'll say yes. I'll say Raj. I'll say raj@gmail.com. I'll say 15th October 2024 at 5 p.m. Yeah, but still my bad, because if we come here, then instead of going here, obviously we need to go somewhere else to capture this. Retry date time, my bad. Okay, so when we move there, we can user agrees, and here now I can do this. I'll make it invalid. Okay, let me remove one part from here. Yeah, okay, I'll make it invalid, and then I'll go to get parameters. So what happens is that these two are filled, it will ask for the date only, and in case user disagrees, denies, I'll say look at this thing, and I'll say how can I help you today, and we will end the flow. Okay, end the flow. Yeah, now this seems doable, but let's try this one more time. Okay, I'll say yes. My bad, it did not go there. Invalid. It's not invalid, but I'm not sure this is the way it should be done. Okay, let's try this. Oh, I think my bad. This thing can only be done using webhook. I guess my knowledge is not up to date, I guess. So I think we will not able to do this, but we can do this. How can I help you today? Okay, let's add this, let's save this, and here we will end the flow. Okay, it's done, and I will delete this, we don't need it. Okay, let's the page, let it refresh for a minute. Also, I want to show you one more thing here, is this is done. Okay, and I want to show you one more thing, is that Dialogflow Messenger, we'll see it. So if I come here, I'll say schedule an appointment, I'll say yes, I'll say Raj at gmail.com, I'll say tomorrow at 5 p.m. Okay, it's showing everything, I'll say yes, and it says see you soon. So this thing works pretty well. You can see the parameters filled as well. Here there is a summary. Yeah, there is a summary. So here it should be name. Yeah, we can integrate it to calendar. Obviously, at this point, when you say see you soon, finalize when user agrees, and you say see you soon, you can call webhook, you will have all this information and you can store it into calendar. And hopefully in the next part we will complete this part and connect it to Google Calendar maybe, but I'm not sure. I have planned a few other things for the next session, but we'll still try if time permits. I just want to show you one small thing here. If you go to integration and if you go to this section text based, and if you go to this Dialogflow Messenger, click connect, select the environment. We have draft environment. Make sure you choose unauthenticated, anyone can access it. There are two ways, pop out or side panel. I'll choose side panel. Okay, and when you enable unauthenticated, when you enable the unauthenticated part, and try it now, and if you say hi here, it says permission denied. I'm not sure, let me refresh this. I'm not sure why I'm seeing this permission denied thing. I'm not sure of this, why we are seeing this permission denied. Yeah, it is, I have enabled billing as well, insufficient. I'm not sure. If I go to GCP console, okay, select the project, go to API and services, enable Google Chat. Yeah, Google Chat API. Oh, it is enabled. Why I'm seeing the caller must be workplace user with sufficient configurable project Google Chat API. Oh, I'm not sure this should have worked. This should have worked. Okay, I guess I'm missing something here. Let's check it. No, not issue tracker. I'm not sure this looks. Yeah, because how can I authorize API, because I don't have OAuth client set up. No, this is basically a new thing. I'm not sure why this should have worked, because this is pretty straightforward. But yeah, we'll see permission denied. Okay, no problem. Let's do one thing. This is totally fine. In the next session, I actually have planned this for the next session because it involves a bit of programming as well. But since there was a time, I thought to show you a glimpse of it. But that's totally fine. I'll in the next lecture we will set up Dialogflow Messenger. We will understand all the things needed for webhook setup, and we will use Python programming language because I have created a form, and people in the form have chosen Python programming language. Okay, you can see that 81% are saying that they want to go with Python programming language. So we will go with Python programming language. But if you don't have experience with Python, you can go with Node.js or any other programming language. What you need to do is that you just need to follow a request response protocols, and you will be good to go. So we will be using Python programming language. So in the next lecture or next session, we will be dealing with the webhook, how to connect Dialogflow with webhook, and how to manage webhook, how to do best practices, and we will look into Dialogflow Messenger as well. So I guess this is it from my side. If you have any question, you can ask me here. Otherwise, we will end the stream. I'll just wait for one brief second. Let me see. Yeah. So I have. Okay, let's wait for a brief couple of seconds if anyone has any question. Yeah, Gopi Chanda, I know it needed a billing account attached to the project, but I have. Okay, I guess there is no question. uh, I'll end the session now. See you in the next session on, I guess, 26th of October, and we will be learning webhook using Python and Flask. Finally, if you like my work, please consider subscribing to my channel. That helps. Thank you for watching. Peace.